Hi, we are doing the comprehensive problem of EPS, and it's going to include both basic and diluted EPS. This is the first part. We're going to calculate basic weighted average shares outstanding, do some formulas, and also some formatting. All right, so this video should be accompanied by the Excel spreadsheet you're looking at and also the instructions, the complete instructions in the comprehensive problem. I do offer some abbreviated instructions for this worksheet. The first thing you have to do is assume your shares. The instruction for your share assumptions are on the worksheet. Mine here in this example are 2 million. And once I have that 2 million shares, I'm going to just use pointers and other functions in Excel. So the 2 million, if you're looking at the comprehensive case, they're repurchased on 4-1, so equal minus and then point to the 2 million shares. The formula is you start with the prior outstanding shares and then you add whatever is in the change. So now it's down to 10 million shares. On 5-1, the problem tells you there's a 2-for-1 split. If it splits 2-for-1, that means you're going to add what you had as the change, and you'll end up with twice as many, and we can copy and paste that formula from above to get 10 million plus 10 million equals 20 million. So now what I'm going to do is just copy that formula all the way down so we have it in place. On June 1, the bonds were converted for 3 million shares. So that's add 3 million shares. They issue 3 million upon conversion. And then for October 1st, there is a 20% stock dividend, which means you take 20% and multiply it times the prior shares outstanding. So then you end up with 27.6. And the last thing they tell you is on December 1, you end up repurchasing 10 million shares. Now let's do the time weighting. The first row of 8 million is out for 1 month. That's equal to 1 divided by 12. Now, you notice that this isn't in 12's format, and I would prefer 12's format, and I want you to do this also. So you go to Format Cells, Number, Fraction, but there's no 12th fraction, so pick another one that's reasonable. Fourth, well, it doesn't quite show up right, so we go back to Format Cells, now choose Custom, and you'll see it has the 4 in the denominator, and you can replace it with a 12th, and there you have it. Now, I'm going to go up to Home. This little paintbrush is the format painter, and I can copy this format all the way down. All right, so now we have the format done. The second row, we have February and March, that's 2 months. The third row is just April, that's 1 month. The next one is just May, that's 1 month. And then you have June, July, August, September, that's 4 out of 12 months. Then you have October and November, that's 2 out of 12 months. And then December is just 1 month. Whoops, no, I got it. And then if you count the numerators, you have 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5, plus 4 is 9, plus 2 is 11, plus 1 is 12. So that adds up to 12 12s, which is 1. Whenever you have a weighted average or any kind of weighting, the weight should sum up to 1. Now, the stock dividend or stock split adjustment factor. This row with the 10 million shares, that is our 2-for-1 split. And the rule is multiply every row above the stock split or stock dividend by the stock split factor or stock dividend factor. So this is a 2-for-1 factor. So in the row of the split, it's 1. Then every row above is 2. All right, now we have to go to the stock dividend, 20% stock dividend, which was in October here. For stock dividend factors, you take 100% and plus the percentage. So that is, and it's, oops, it's the same rule as before, where every row above is multiplied. So if the stock dividend occurred in this row, every row above is multiplied by 1.2, which is 100% plus 20%. And then you also have to multiply these. So it equals 1.2 times 2 is 2.4. Okay, so this 2.4 represents the stock split factor multiplied by the stock dividend factor. I don't want to worry too much about this just to get us through this problem. And the reason is, in this comprehensive problem, I give you a stock dividend and a stock split because in the comprehensive problem, I want to cover all the different things that can happen. You will only get problems that have one or the other. Okay, and then in the weighting, for this 800,000 shares, the weighted average adjusted for splits and dividends is 1.6. We do that formula for all of them, and then the total weighted average is the sum of that column. So you put in a formula to multiply A, B, and C, and then you sum that column, and I get 2503,095. So let me, okay, looks good, looks good. Okay, so that's how we come up with our basic weighted average shares. And the next video we'll have putting it together in basic EPS.